Hello and welcome back to Helluva Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Audie. The O is silent.
And today we're doing a Q&A.
Much awaited Helluva Q&A.
It's been so long, we're so sorry. But not for some of you. Some of you have asked questions recently.
Yes, this is just something we've been wanting to do for probably almost as long as we've had this podcast, to be honest. Which is coming up on 2 years, by the way.
Some of these questions are over a year old.
Yeah.
I pulled them from like the first episode.
Yeah, so there might be people in here who don't give a shit about us anymore, but we're still going to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Because we give a shit.
We
care. And that's all that matters.
It all that matter. Okay.
So let's just get right into it. This might be a shorter episode also, but maybe not. If you're looking at it right now and it's like 90 minutes, then I don't know what the fuck we ended up talking about.
Honestly, 90 minutes is a short episode.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let's start.
Awesome. So the first question, I don't know, awesome, like I'm on a fucking talk show.
Awesome. Wow.
So, the first question is from @e.line.
Eline.
Eline. Is it Elaine, but like different? I don't know.
Eline.
Eline asked.
Me when I'm taking a train from the letter D to the letter F, I'm on the E line.
Sure. Is that how trains work? No.
I
don't think so.
It is in this universe I've constructed.
Now you can predict.
Yeah, and me and Eline are on the same page. That's exactly what they were thinking when they said this. Anyway.
Eline, let us know.
Yeah.
They asked, how do you post things on Spotify and how do you record? So we do have a Q&A episode, or not Q&A, behind the scenes episode.
Yes.
Or video.
On
YouTube.
On our YouTube.
It is kind of a lying liar, though, or we are lying liars in it, because it was how we recorded, 2 episodes over the summer when we were at your mom's apartment, because we had, a table and stuff, but we record on my bed in my dorm most of the time.
Yeah, that video is not indicative of our usual setup. But, as far as, uploading things to Spotify...
It's the same.
That's pretty much the same, but we could still talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah, but if you want to see, a visual representation of it, go watch that video. And I think we are planning on doing another behind the scenes at some point.
Yeah, we want to make an updated one.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically we sit in Alex's bed. We both have our laptops open. We record on Alex's laptop. I have the notes open on my laptop as well. And then we've got a microphone that is being held up by Alex's weighted dinosaur.
Davey.
Stuffed animal named Davey. And
the microphone we use is a Yeti Blue. It's the regular size, not the mini.
Yeah, we both have the exact same microphone.
Audie has one that I don't know where you got it, a present.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had it for a while. And then I wanted the exact same microphone, so I got mine on Facebook Marketplace for $20 from some random guy in my hometown. Oh, yeah. And I just think that's really funny because these are expensive microphones.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we just yap into a voice recording, which then Alex does magic with and makes it sound better than it does.
I just make sure the gain is right, and then I adjust the gain and volume levels to each other because we have the intro and the outro. Mm-hmm. So we have to adjust and make sure that they flow into each other. Smash that together, put the logo on top of it, and that's it. I don't do that much. It's not really magic. It is.
It's pretty freaking magical, if you ask me.
I use DaVinci Resolve, which is a free. What?
No.
What?
DaVinci.
I thought you were gonna make fun of me that I said something wrong. That's not what I was expecting.
I kind of fuck with them, the Voros twins.
DaVinci.
They post trans rights and
they do. I don't know shit about them.
No, they're kind of slay, and they posted something recently of being it's been 1 year, or it's the anniversary of our dad dying, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? They've experienced sadness." So yeah, I kind of fuck heavy with them.
Real.
Anyway.
DaVinci Resolve. It's a free open source editing software that you can get on any laptop. I think you can get it on Macs, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, but who owns a Mac in this day and age?
So many people on this campus.
So many people in general, but yeah, on this fucking campus. There's such shit. They're good for some specific things.
They are.
What the?
Unless you are a film student, but even if you're not, even if you are, this is for because we have younger audiences. Do not get a fucking MacBook for college. They always suggest it. If you go to a computer store, they'll be like, get a MacBook for college. And when you look it up, they're like, MacBook for college. They're one of the worst fucking laptops you can have for college. They have the worst storage. They have like, so many bugs. Nobody will have a charger for you ever.
No.
That's why I know so many people on this campus have a MacBook, because almost every class I'm in, and like even at work too, people are like, "Hey, so anyone have a charger?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I always have one. And cause for my HP, get an HP by the way.
Well, HP ethically shit company.
HP are really reliable. That was the fucking problem.
Yeah, I've been needing to order a new charger for a while, and I keep being like, but I don't want to give them money.
The ones I have are not.
Mine is
on brand.
Also. I'm mostly just lazy. I'm not actually that.
But
the
the way that I got mine, I think, was Amazon. So
that's the other
worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to hear more recommendations on my college tech, let me know, but that's not what this episode is about.
Well, I also really like that you said, you were like, because we have a younger audience, don't get a fucking Mac! Like, they're younger, and then you F-bombed at them.
Okay, younger as in, like, because I was picturing people that are rising up to college.
Yeah,
like,
I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
For all the 8-year-olds out there.
No! If we have 8-year-olds, stop listening.
You're not our responsibility. You're not our fucking children.
I don't want, stop listening to us. We do not want you here. If you are 8 years old, get off of the podcast. If you're 11, I guess, because we're going to talk about one of your questions. But
must be this tall to ride.
No, literally. Yeah. Anyway. Don't get a MacBook. They're bad.
Get a PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to move on.
Does that answer the question?
I think so. DaVinci Resolve. We post on Spotify for Creators, I think is what it's called now. It keeps changing. It was Anchor when we first started, and then it was Spotify for Creators. Shout out to everyone who was here when we had a Spotify for podcasters. Sorry, it was Spotify for podcasters. We had a Spotify for podcasters ad that was our voices, because we got monetized very briefly.
We were fucking monetized. I was going to say we were rolling in the dough. We still are rolling in the dough.
We're rolling in more dough.
Hashtag Ko-Fi, hashtag subscribe for early access. We'll talk more on that at the end. But we earned $3.86. That is a cheap coffee, baby.
Yeah, for one of us. But yeah, it was called Spotify for Podcasters, and now it's Spotify for Creators. Also free site. Mm-hmm. You just have to upload the file and type in the information, and then it puts it on Spotify, and you can link it to other things as well. I haven't checked what our podcast is still on, because I don't really care other than Spotify and YouTube. But at one point, it was on Apple Music and or Apple Podcasts, but it's in Apple Music, and iHeartRadio, and Pandora. And what's that other radio app?
FM, no.
Oh, the Sirius one, I think.
Sirius FM?
Yeah, but it was the Sirius podcast. It's a different thing.
Supposedly our podcast is in other places, but if you're listening to let us know where you're listening. Yeah. Probably not at any of those places, but let us know.
Yeah, I think it is still on Apple Podcasts. I could be wrong, though. I know at least as of beginning of season 2 it was, because there was exactly one person listening on there.
Shout out, you're a real one.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's still there. And if you want it to be somewhere else, let me know, or let us know.
Let Alex know.
It can be done really easily. All right.
Moving on. We've now got a question, same question that came from 2 different people, from Stella and from hang on. Star Sparkle Sparkle Cloud A _ has been Moon Sparkle Sparkle Star.
Thank you.
Who both asked who is our favorite Helluva characters.
So this is hard.
This is it's definitely changed.
Yeah.
A lot for both of us.
Yeah. Did we ever do a characters tier list?
No, we just did ships.
Because that was in the... I don't know about recently, but when we, season 1, we were definitely we should do a tier list about this we cannot decide. I feel it's a little more cut and dry now. There are some characters that I considered then that I absolutely wouldn't consider now.
Yeah. Let us know if, we did 3 tier lists, and then we decided to move on from them, so you guys didn't get too sick of them. But if you enjoyed them, let us know, because there are definitely more we can do. And
also, we don't necessarily, care how our videos and podcast, our episodes perform, but...
We're so unprofessional.
We did notice... Well, because it's for entertainment for, people that, follow and stuff.
Yeah.
But we did notice that those ones were not performing well, so we assumed you didn't like them.
Yeah.
But if that's wrong, let us know.
We also figured it might be because the show is on hiatus, so please tell us. Do you like us? Tell me. Do you like me? Do you like me? You like me so bad.
Puts your fingers together.
Please tell me you like me. No. But anyway, favorite characters. Yeah, it's funny because I think at a certain point mine would have been Stolas, and now it's definitely not.
Yeah. You were such a Stolas truther.
Because he's kind of me, but if I was, like, rich and
a dad.
And a dad, yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, I think you are Octavia, is the thing.
Yeah.
And so you being Stolas doesn't fucking work.
No, it's just that...
With all their beef.
She doesn't get much character outside of being child of divorce. And don't get me wrong, that is a big part of who I am, but it's hard to relate to her otherwise.
Yeah.
Because the show's bad at writing women.
Yeah.
Although of the women, she's probably written the best, which
so I would say is way more true now.
Yes,
like,
but
season 2.
Yeah, as in, like, she actually has sort of a personality and, like, things that are important to the plot, but again, they all still revolve around her dad. This isn't the point of the episode. It's
the point of every episode.
Yeah. Favorite character. Do you know yours?
No.
I mean, like, maybe Fizz, right?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say Blitz or Fizz. Well, I was gonna say Blitz, but Fizz is... Actually, no. Fizz is my... Are you saying for me or you?
I was just throwing it on the table, because I think I don't know if he's mine. He doesn't...
I do think Fizz is mine. I unfortunately relate to Fizz a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know who mine would be otherwise. Because it's not Moxie, who I also used to like a lot. It's maybe Blitz, but, like... I guess for me, it's also probably Blitz or Fizz.
Yeah.
I don't know. Millie, I would love to love, but again, they don't give her anything.
Yeah. I don't like Moxie anymore.
I don't
like,
care
he's
about
fine.
Moxie. He's fine. But they're also inconsistent.
But we both really liked Moxie in the very beginning, but you held on to Moxie a lot longer than I did.
Yeah, I like Moxie a lot.
I honestly, I don't like Stolas all that much. Like, he's not one of my favorites, I don't think. Like, I think it would be Blitz or Fizz. In reverse order.
Yeah.
Like, Fizz, like, half a point above.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You were very attached to Stolas, and I was like, okay. And now I like him as a character. I feel like it's maybe equal now.
Blitz
and... No. I mean, like, we might like him as equally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I have a definitive answer.
Wally Wackford.
Yeah, the cherubs. Let's be real, guys. We're finally coming clean. We're coming out as cherubs enjoyers.
Who's another fuck ass character we could say? The girl from the short.
Emberlyn.
No. Fizz.
Crimson.
I
do like Stryker as a character.
Some people, their favorite is Crimson. Isn't that crazy?
Shut the fuck up.
If your favorite character is Crimson, log off.
I mean, unless there's appreciating, but even he's not that interesting. Like,
yeah. Sorry, you don't actually have to log off if your favorite character is Crimson.
No.
If you are 8 years old, you do have to log off.
Yeah.
Continue.
I don't think I wouldn't say Stryker's my favorite character, but in terms of just, like, characterization alone, he's very interesting to me.
Well, that's the thing, too. Are we talking characterization, like, who is the most interesting? Or, like, who's your favorite? Like, I like that guy.
I feel like, who's your favorite? I like that guy. Who do you want to rotate in your brain in a microwave? Which, for me, I guess is Blitz and Fizz and Octavia. I'll say all three of them.
Yeah. I think the person who rotates in my brain... I was going to say the person who rotates in my brain the most is Fizz. Which I do think is true, but also I have bits, and you know this, where I'm like... Blitz is especially when fucking ghost fuckers drop.
You have Blitz bits.
Blitz bits, yep.
Yeah. I think for me it's probably like Fizz and Octavia tied and then Blitz above both of them. I think, by a little bit. Blitz is a really funny fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's so weird. He loves horses.
I do love that guy.
He's fucked in the head.
But I really love Fizz.
I really love Fizz. I think for me it's just that he's not in it as much.
The thing that rotates in my brain the most is Fizz and Blitz together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, that's our answer, I guess.
Yes. And then Stella also asked, what is your favorite Disney movie?
I feel like... For me, at least, I'm going to give a Pixar and then a non-Pixar.
Okay.
Because Pixar is very different, but it is Disney. For Pixar, obviously, Monsters University. Right. It's one of my favorite movies ever. First of all, fuck Disney as a corporation. Just putting that out there. But of course I have a favorite movie, let's be real.
I mean, American culture. Of course you do.
So Monsters University, one of my favorite films of all time. It's so underrated. I could watch it over and over endlessly. It's kind of a comfort film for me. Non-Pixar is tougher for me. Let me think. You can say yours if you have it.
Yeah, you were saying, like, Pixar and non-Pixar. I am thinking of the ones I really like. Mm-hmm. All Pixar. So, yeah. I really like... I'm not going to give you one. I'm going to give you a few. I really like Luca.
Oh, that's Pixar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's Disney Pixar.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
Yeah. I really like Luca. I don't know. I like a lot of them, but I think they're all Pixar.
Yeah. Big Hero 6 isn't Pixar.
Big Hero 6.
There you go.
Big Hero 6 is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that probably says a lot about me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's everything.
I just do need you to know that I'm not a STEM student at all.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph.
Fuck.
Oh.
That's one of my other favorite movies of all time.
And I always forget Bolt is Disney. Bolt is Disney?
Is Bolt Disney?
Is Bolt Disney? It is Disney. Holy shit.
Damn.
Bolt is so fucking good. We as a society do not talk about that enough. The premise of that movie, you're a dog and you think you're a superhero because you act in movies, and then you get separated from your owner and discover that you're actually not the hero that you thought you were. You're just a normal dog, and then you have to learn to be a person, and by person I mean dog.
Your burnt out gifted kid is showing.
No, I just think the uppie is cool. The hamster is fucking annoying as hell.
I have not seen Bolt since I was, 6. I don't really remember it.
I had a Bolt stuffed animal when I was a kid. And he had, the lightning bolt, on his fur on the stuffed animal, but then over time it started fading like it did in the movie, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But no, probably Wreck-It Ralph.
Do you want to tell the podcast about your one and only imaginary friend as a child?
Underdog.
From?
Underdog.
Yeah. And what did you do?
So, bread bag clips? I always thought it looked like they had little dog faces on them, the holes in the, where you open them. I thought they kind of looked like dog faces, and so I would leave them out for Underdog as if they were dog treats, and he loved them, first of all.
I just think it's really cute and bold when you think of it. It's really good because we were having a conversation. And let us know actually because I'm curious about you, other people. But I had a fuck ton of imaginary friends as a kid, and I was I just vocally talked to my imaginary friends kind of kid.
I ran around my house, and I grew up in a big ass house with a lot of people in it, and I was just running around in circles, come on, Underdog, let's go, eat your dog treats.
But I was asking Audie if he had any imaginary friends, and you were like, yeah, Underdog. And I was like, all of mine were human for reference.
And mine was a character from a pre-existing media, not even someone I made up.
I liked The Jungle Book a lot as a kid.
Really?
I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. And Mulan as a kid again.
Yeah.
And Princess and the Frog.
Tangled is pretty good. I've never had a personal attachment to it, but I can appreciate it as a film.
My sister, to this day, likes Tangled, but when she was little, oh my god. One time, I got bored of Tangled, and we had a DVD player in our car. I got bored of Tangled, so she was like, oh, but we'll just watch it in another language, so you won't be bored of it, because she wanted to keep watching it. So I've watched Tangled in French, Spanish, and English.
Wow. Also, can we be real and say that Frozen is a really good fucking movie? Can we be
Frozen
so
1,
for real? Yeah. Frozen 2,
I haven't watched all of it.
I don't care enough to properly go into my thoughts on that movie, but if I did, I would have a lot of interesting things to say about it because it's definitely a step down, but they make some really interesting choices in that movie. Can I spoil something in it?
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, go ahead.
They temporarily kill Olaf. Yeah. And you don't know that it was temporary at the time. You think he's fucking dead. Anna sings a whole song about, her grief and having to...
I probably shouldn't have let you spoil that for me. That's the emotional climax.
And also Elsa. But, Olaf dies, and that's how Anna realized that Elsa is dead. And it's fucking devastating.
That's really dark for a kid's movie.
Yeah. So anyway, Frozen's pretty good. But yeah, my official answer would be, for Pixar, Monsters University is my fave. For non-Pixar, Wreck-It Ralph, because let's be so for real.
For non-Pixar, Big Hero 6, definitely. For Pixar, I want to say Luca, but also, Monsters University is really good.
I got you on that shit.
I liked Turning Red. I wouldn't probably say that's my top, though.
It's good, though.
It's one of those that's, like, I really like it, but it also is, like, very much made for kids in some ways. Like, the boy band thing got really old for me really fast.
I thought it was funny.
It is funny, but it got really old for me. Also, Jeremy Jordan's in there, and that was a lot. And fucking,
Jeremy Jordan?
You didn't know that? Look up what is it? Our Town or whatever?
Boy band. What are they called? Yeah.
Four Town.
Because
it's another Broadway actor. I want to say the one in Hadestown, but I'm not 100% on that.
Jordan Fisher?
Yeah.
Phineas as in Billie Eilish's brother Phineas? Yes. Where's Jeremy Jordan? I don't see Jeremy Jordan in here.
Oh, was it not? Is he not?
This isn't... Yeah, no, he's not in here.
Oh, maybe I mixed them up. Fisher.
Jeremy Jordan Fisher.
Wait, Jeremy Jordan was in another movie, though. Another kids' movie. Or a show? Oh, he's in the Tangled series.
Yes, as Varian.
Yes.
Believe me, I know I've pretty low.
I think I had, like, I have a kids' music playlist because I work with kids, and I think, like, they're just both on there. Mm-hmm. And so my brain was like, they made the same movie. Yeah. But yeah, Jordan Fisher being in there is crazy.
I fucking love Jordan Fisher.
Yeah, me too.
He'll do anything.
Yeah, he'll do anything. Have you seen his TikTok?
No.
He's kind of just so real. He, like... It's half him being like, I'm a Broadway actor. And then the other half is like, okay, so who read this book? Like, he literally has a book talk, and it's really funny. Because he'll be like, his videos are like, he's in backstage Hadestown, doing a vocal treatment, and being like, okay, so who read the climax of this book?
Oh my gosh, wait, I want to see what books he's talking about.
I know that some of them are spicy, but I don't know any of them.
Let me look. Fucked up. It won't let me look.
Anyway, we got really off topic.
Yeah, we gotta move on. Did Luca?
Yeah.
Probably for Pixar. Okay, cool. Next from Black Heart Emoji, Poe, Galaxy Emoji, IFB. I keep getting...
Oh my god, the galaxy emojis are different on our screens.
Whoa. We have the same laptop. Why is that happening? Well, this person asked, how many times have you watched the Helluva Boss episodes?
It's a great question.
That's a great question.
I don't know.
I'm scared to know.
I am too. Okay, so just for taking notes for the show. At least twice for season 1. At least twice for season 2.
I would say on average probably at least 5 times per episode.
Yeah.
On average.
Because I was thinking a full watch through, but no, you're right. We do just watch episodes on their
like
own.
The Circus? How many times have we seen The Circus?
It does depend, because, like, the pilot, we've seen, I'd say, like, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Because, like, we'll go back if we need to analyze it, and then also if we do we did a full rewatch before the end of the term. What came out, like, the day we were moving? Apology Tour.
Did it?
Yeah, because we got to your mom's apartment and we were like, well, fuck, I guess. We watched it.
Oh, in the summer?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Apology Tour didn't come out in the summer. Oh, yes, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It was like
early.
the first one.
Yes,
yeah.
might be.
And like it was kind of like the end of our term.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
I would say
Cherubs we've probably watched twice ever.
I think maybe 3 times. No,
because
I think 3 times. For me, I think 3 times.
Because in the last rewatch, we watched it, and obviously we've watched it the first time. I've never rewatched it independently, and we do skip it every single time we rewatch, except for that last time.
It's not cute. I do skip it every time.
No, I'm pretty sure we've skipped it every single time except for that rewatch because you specifically were like, okay, we need to watch it. And I was like, fine.
Yeah, okay. I think I might have seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
But then, for ones that we really like The Circus, when we were in our... by the way, we do not like this show as much as we did when we started.
No, I don't get straight up.
So into it when we first started this podcast.
Yeah.
And, like, we pulled an all-nighter and we rewatched some episodes.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And not, like, in a bedroom, by the way, in just, like, a classroom building in our college that has a fish tank. I wanted you to have the picture, like, where they have couches in a fish tank and we were, like... Yeah, lulls us to sleep. I don't know. Yeah. I wanted you to have the full picture.
This is freshman year.
It was freshman year. But anyway.
We've been doing this too long.
Too long. We can't stop, though, is the thing.
No.
I fear we've built an empire.
I fear we're making money on a monthly basis, and now we're committed for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, the show ends, we're fucked, I guess.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? But, like, I think that night we probably rewatched, like, The Circus, and X's and O's was a really big one for us for a while.
Yeah.
I've rewatched a few. I've rewatched certain scenes from certain things, but not like the whole episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have rewatched certain parts of Mammon multiple times, just like more than I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Probably same with Oops.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm gonna search my YouTube history for...
And see how many times it's come out?
Yeah. I think, like, if you go to the advanced history settings, there's a way to do that. Should I do The Circus? Because that's probably the most watched one.
And keep in mind that this does not count if we've ever watched it on my laptop.
Yeah.
Which probably has happened.
Oh my god, I forgot about the vocoded. Shout out to YouTube user vocoded05 who made vocoded versions of all of the Helluva Boss episodes. They're really funny.
They've recently started doing like other content too, like that's Helluva Boss. I forget what it was, but they posted something and I was like, you are in so deep. I think it might have been like a merch drop or some shit, like something crazy.
Okay. The Circus. Show me all of them.
I'll show you
because
one.
it just showed me the most recent one. But I think there is a way to see... Oh my god, these are my searches? Okay, wait. On December 25th, I searched for it. On December 22nd, I searched for it.
Why so close?
I don't know. But that doesn't mean I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
That just means I was looking it up. March 29th.
Does it tell you how many? Anywhere? Like,
I don't know.
So you don't have to read all of them?
I don't know. This might...
Yeah,
might
I
not
think
be
it's
worth
just
it.
safe to say too many.
Too many times.
At least 5, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
per
average.
episode, on average. Yeah.
More for The Circus, probably more for X's and O's, probably more for Truth Seekers because we were really on that.
Yeah. I will say X's and O's I remember because that came out like the weekend I got into Helluva Boss, and I remember I watched it like 4 times in 2 days. Like when it first came out.
Yeah, you were going crazy.
You were also.
No.
When I got you on it, you also rewatched it like the same amount.
I think I rewatched it like 2 or 3 or
no, I think you surpassed me at one
maybe.
point. I remember I was like, I think
but
I've seen it, like, 4
not
times.
in 2 days. I think I just kept watching it every day is what it was.
Yeah.
I did rewatch it twice in the first day because I watched it and then I was like, what the fuck did I just consume? And I rewatched it to like absorb.
X's and O's was the craziest thing that had ever happened when it came out.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot.
We've seen we do podcast semi-professionally about the show, unfortunately. So a lot.
And then when we were in the heat of it, we were just watching it for fun also because we were crazy. This one is from @Marcus. And they asked, in regards to the episode that I talked about riding an elephant, how big was the zoo/carnival?
This is all you, buddy.
So, I probably shouldn't be saying it, but I'm pretty sure that this place is shutting down for like various things like animal endangerment, money issues, etc., etc. But it's York's Wild Animal Kingdom in York, Maine. Not that big is the thing. It is a half zoo, half amusement park. So the zoo itself, quite small. There was exactly 1 elephant, so it's not like they had a bunch of elephants. There was 1 elephant for riding and 1 camel for riding, and that was it. No horses. I'd never seen a horse, never touched a horse. But they also had, like, I think they had a snake. There's a picture of me and my cousins there as kids, and I am holding the snake's head smiling. My sister and cousin are crying. It's a really good picture. And then they had goats that you fed ice cream cones to, and deer that you fed, which is such a fucking main thing to have at a zoo. And I do think there was prairie dogs and ducks, and I do think that was it. Like, tiny ass zoo. Maybe a few birds. Oh, and a butterfly house. All maybe a 15-minute walk, like, around the entire rides and zoo. tiny ass thing. And the amusement park, maybe 7 rides total. Yeah, small. And there was an elephant.
Seems like they might have grown since then. I don't think they're shutting down. They're closed for the season, it says, but reopening.
They're always closed for the season, and they always get way worse every year. Unless they got new management, because also that was a whole thing. Like the kids of the parents that owned it didn't want it.
This is like 13 rides.
Okay, I wasn't counting any of the 48 and under rides because those are all just like in a circle, and I forgot they existed.
Well, that's most of them. There's only one that's not that. Oh, never mind. LOL.
Yeah. So there's
4.
5.
4.
Wait, keep going.
That's 48 and under.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, no. Okay, so these is like 48 and up. 48 inches.
Yeah.
And up. This is 48 and under.
Yeah, I know.
So, oh yeah, I thought there was 4 here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to also have they used to have 6 then because they also is the merry-go-round on here? Merry-go-round or Ferris wheel?
Ferris wheel, I saw Ferris wheel. I mean, they've got this one.
That's the little
The
kid
kiddie
one.
Ferris wheel.
That's crazy. The Ferris wheel and the merry-go-round were their 2 giant rides. Like the ones that face the road and like attract you in. So that's crazy if they got rid of them. They are closing is the thing. But anyway, they also had these fun houses. Have you been in a fun house before?
I love a fun house.
Creakiest motherfucking ride. It had one of them had, you should look up York's Wild Kingdom Funhouse gorilla.
I will. 1 second. I'm trying to see if they still have elephants.
They don't. He died. It was one elephant.
He died?
He's been dead for, like, I think he died when I was, like, 12.
Did you kill him?
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, they also, actually, it was really cool. They had a white spangled tiger.
That's pretty cool.
No other, like, exotic animals to my knowledge. But that one also died. Also, that snake I talked about died. Instead of getting a new snake, they just have a stuffed snake. Like a taxidermy snake.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and they have peacocks. I guess there's more animals than I was thinking.
Is it this?
Yes, see that gorilla? Zoom in more. So you look this up at home too. That gorilla literally goes like this, like it just it like shakes and it creaks.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yes, it's so scary.
That's horrifying.
And it moves up and down. And okay, this is probably like a full-size person.
Yeah.
Like this thing was huge.
Oh my god.
And also the lights in this would randomly just go off in the gorilla.
Holy shit.
Okay, every time I tell a childhood story, I understand why our friend, I'm not going to name names, thinks I'm from a dystopian town. But yeah.
The river rats.
The river
We've
rats.
all heard of them.
If y'all want to hear about the river rats in my town, let me know.
This is going to be our next end of newsletter picture.
Okay. But yeah, it had sorry, I'm now just talking to Audie. It had a giant gorilla, probably at least 10, 15 feet tall, that you walked between the legs of, which is also weird. And it went side to side and it shook. And the lights would go off randomly. And then also it had, have you ever seen those big wheels that spin and you have to walk straight through them?
Yeah.
It had one of those, both the fun houses did. But this one was like always, it had a giant place where all the paint was stripped because everybody fell on it. Like it wasn't safe, I don't think.
Gosh.
The other one you could like balance. This one I don't know what was wrong with it. And this is also the Ferris wheel that I went on with a camp counselor because the only reason I went there so many times, like I went with my family a few times, but I was in like a town summer camp that we went to like this place every year. And I had a counselor who, in retrospect, was probably like 16 years old, and didn't gaff at all.
Did not gaff.
But I was on this Ferris wheel, and they were like, "Oh, this says don't rock the cart," and then just started rocking the cart, and I lost my goddamn mind because it started shaking.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I always hated, like, when you went on a Ferris wheel with someone and it was like, don't rock the thing, and then the person would just be like,
Yeah.
like, no, stop, you're gonna kill us all!
No, and it rocked so much, like, it tipped a little.
Oh my gosh.
I actually have so many fucking horror stories from going to theme parks with my summer camp is the thing. Like, the time that I fell out on one of those tunnel water slides. Yeah. Anyway, this is not the point.
The point is, we should go to York's Wild Kingdom.
Look up the tickets. Look up how much it costs.
I'm so scared.
Because it used to be, like, the only reason we went here is because it was cheap as hell. It used to be, like, $15, $10 for kids.
Okay, so zoo?
No, for both.
For both?
Because you used to get a bracelet.
Uh-huh.
And it would do both. Actually, no, for zoo, because they don't do that anymore.
Say
What used to be is you would get a bracelet and you would get to do both all day. So, like, $15, $20, totally, that's worth it, right?
Sure.
Now they do the zoo, and then you have to pay tokens for every single ride you go on.
Oh my god. What? And it's $18.
Oh, that's cheaper than it was. It used to be, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
$35.
Jesus Christ. Well, this is just for the zoo.
That, a few years ago, it was $35
Oh
for just the zoo.
my god.
Because I wanted to take my 3-year-old niece to there.
Yeah.
And she was free. Or, like, cheap. But I was like, I cannot pay $35. She's going to last an hour.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But anyway.
And they also ask you to donate? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's better than the $35 it was.
Yeah.
But I also had a cousin who worked there, and it's like, the horror stories. Like, about the animals. Like, they're very bad.
Yeah.
So probably don't go there. But look them up. Look up the crazy-ass rides they have. You can look up the elephant if you want. And this, I was like 6.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, scale, bad.
Yeah.
But it was, elephants are huge.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to, like, walk up this big staircase and then they'd, like, plop you on. No buckles.
No.
I think they had, same with the camel, they had a piece of rope with a latch on the back that attached to the collar on the elephant. And then they just put the rope over you. One rope, one size.
Yeah.
That was not gonna hold me on that because I was 6.
Yeah.
I would just slide out because it was big enough for like a full-grown adult to fit in. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't adjustable.
Was it heavy? The rope?
I think it was just like a normal ass rope.
Okay.
Like, you know, the tan ones.
Yeah. Well, because I could see like a heavy, I don't know, heavy rope. You know, rope can be heavy.
I know, but what would that do?
Keep you there? I don't know.
Not if the elephant go and start running around.
Well, yeah, I think they're probably banking on that not happening.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking crazy. But anyway.
I fear we gotta move on.
Yeah.
This question. So we've had this sitting in our Spotify questions under review for over a year, I would say.
I don't think we can in good faith post it. But
No.
it is the only one that we haven't let go through.
Yeah, so, because we're gonna say anonymous, because this person, bless their heart, said that they are 11 years old, and we don't want to publicly
Shame an 11-year-old on the internet.
Yeah, put this 11-year-old on the Jumbotron. But they asked, do y'all think, and this was, by the way, this was on our, Helluva hiatus episode where we were talking about the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Yeah.
I have no idea what specifically this was in reference to, but the question is, do y'all think something is wrong with Republicans? Not being rude, I'm on the fence and a literal child with the spelling level of Blitz and has way too many OCs. Love the show, parentheses, I'm 11. It's
so glad you have so many OCs.
We're so happy for you. Thank you for listening to the pod. We think this is the funny. We hope in a few years, like, you come back and you're like, wow, that was a crazy thing to say.
Especially because of how, all that this media is.
Yeah, we're not laughing at you. I mean, we are.
We
but,
hope
like,
to laugh with, like, 15-year-old you.
Yeah, it's all in good fun, because this is the type of shit I would be commenting on podcasts when I was 11, if I was listening to podcasts at 11. Do we think something is wrong with Republicans is the question.
You know, I think because we also originally were like, do we reply to that? Like, like write a private comment to it? And I think we were originally going to be nice. In this political climate...
So, normally I don't condone suicide. I do
Not to the 11-year-olds.
No, let me finish.
I needed to clarify, like, right now. Sorry, continue.
I do think all Republicans should kill themselves.
Or, like, I don't know... Convert. Get educated.
Well, but then they wouldn't be Republicans anymore.
It's true.
I think I want to live in a different country.
Yes.
But I shouldn't have to. So, therefore...
So you should just get better.
You should die. Republicans, not the 11-year-old.
Sorry, when you said... I was like... I knew...
No, I appreciate
I
it.
knew where you were going, and I need to be clear that I didn't think you were going to tell the 11-year-old to kill themselves, but I needed everybody to know immediately that you were not going that route.
No one kill yourself, okay? The world is a beautiful place. Don't kill yourself unless you're a fucking Republican.
I really thought you were going to say unless you're Evan Hansen. I don't know why.
He should have been a Republican is the thing.
Yeah?
I don't know. He sucks.
Yeah, okay. I was like, on what ground?
He's on the grounds that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. This is not what we're talking.
If he wasn't a faggot, he'd be a Republican. Like, let's be real.
That's true. He should have been a Republican and closeted. And then there'd be no shipping. Actually, there'd probably be more shipping. Anyway.
Honestly, the Connor Evan would go even harder.
Yeah, even though Connor has a canon male love interest, but we're not going to talk about that.
In the book.
And the book is the only true media. I don't care about anything else.
Alright. So, yeah, we hate Republicans. Next question. Now we have three... I have to burp. We have three questions from our lovely pal, Jessica. These are some more, I guess, show theory heavy questions? / show critique heavy questions. So first one is, who do we both think has had the most character development so far in the show? And Jessica gave her own answer, but I think let's dive into ours.
My gut, like, brain immediate response is Blitz.
Yes, me also.
I think Stolas has the potential to have the most growth.
Yes, I would agree with that,
but
sure.
Not currently.
Not currently.
I
think I would... I mean, Moxie has a whole character arc in X's and O's.
But no growth.
But no, yeah, then he regresses and becomes whoever the fuck on Happy Campers Moxie is.
Yeah. And then, like, plateaus, I guess, like, goes back up and then just stops.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I'd say Blitz, honestly, Blitz might be even overdone. Like, the way they just keep hammering home the same things.
Yeah, like, there is a little... if they stay exactly where they are, it's fine. Mm-hmm. But if they get any more intense with it, stop.
Like, Monster... What's it called? Ghost Fuckers. I almost said Monster Fuckers. That's Emberlyn. Ghost Fuckers, I enjoyed it as an episode, and, like, we did get some new stuff with that, but mostly it was just like, yeah, remember all of Blitz's trauma that we've been showing you this season? Let's show all of it one more time, from the top, with more feeling this time. And it was like, yeah, no, I get it, but please stop after this. Like, that was really it for me.
I do wish that entire episode wasn't revolved around fucking making other movie references.
No, I didn't mind
and
that.
Also, I don't know.
I didn't...
The ghost fuckers concept was weird to me.
Oh, I mean, like Bethany ghost fucker and shit?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It felt in the spirit of the show, not in a way that I necessarily cared for, but not in a way that I actively
What were you
disliked.
Gonna say?
I didn't mind, like, the movie references. The whole, like, having a character, like, watch all of their worst memories on a screen, very tropey. Mm-hmm. It is a trope I deeply enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, not from a critical standpoint, just, like, I love to imagine my OCs watching all of their worst fears and memories. It's fun. I understand it, but it is very, like, okay, it's on the nose.
But also, he has, like, flashback memories all the fucking time.
Yeah, exactly.
So why not just do that?
It was not needed. But it was fun to watch, is my main thing.
No, it was fun to watch. I think it could be stronger, but also it is one of those episodes that's, like, I don't know that it would even be in, like, my top 3 or even 5.
No, not me neither.
But I do, like, there are certain parts that are. Mm-hmm. Like, if you were just my favorite parts, then you would be in my top 5.
We're gonna do a parts tier list.
Yeah. But, like, honestly, I did like when he's first tripping.
When he's first tripping. The Millies?
The Millies, and then also, like, the part with his mom, where he's a teenager. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought that stuff was really strong, and
and that felt new.
And also, I liked that, like, he was having, like, PTSD-esque shit going on, and we saw it from the outside.
Yes.
Like, the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else just was, like, I don't know, it felt like watching the... Like, it felt like just a pulling from other tropes and that weren't necessary.
Yeah.
Mainly the watching the memories. And then the Millie and him being friends, like, I but you need to put more there.
It came out of nowhere.
And then also... a farm girl bullshit.
Oh my god, we can't. We're getting so off track. I would say Blitz has had the most development, which is maybe the cop-out answer, but I think it is true.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. Jessica's potentially... I don't know if she wanted us to read this, actually. Her answer. Perhaps? Should I read it? Just some of it? Her answer?
Yeah, or just give the answer.
Yeah, Jessica said her potentially controversial answer is Luna, which I think is really interesting. Because she does acknowledge that we don't really have that much of Luna yet, but I do understand where she's coming from, and I definitely see Luna as a contender for most development by the end of the show.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, if we get more Luna, then she has great potential to develop. Same with Solus. Yeah. Same with Via, even.
I think Fizz is another...
yeah.
I don't know how much more we're going to get, but I feel like he's had a pretty solid arc upward.
He has, but also... we didn't actually see him that much at the worst.
Yes.
To get to the better. We've mostly just seen him at the better.
It's true.
Like, we saw him quit, of course, and that was a big pivotal moment. And, like, we saw in, like, a bit of Mammon, he's, you know... But we didn't see him, like... I want what Fizz was like during recovery. What made him want to work with Mammon? What was the worst time? Because I really doubt the time he quit was the time he was the most scared of Mammon.
Yeah.
Like, I want that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was going to say something, but I forgot it.
He forgot. That's kind of the thing about Solus is we are currently getting his worst, I think. So we will hopefully get the rest, and then that will probably be the most satisfying arc.
Yeah. I was going to say, the show loves to, like, in one episode be like, by the way, this has been happening, and it's bad, but we're going to resolve it in this episode. Like, they like to, like... introduce a problem. Not like that it's necessarily just started, but the show itself is like, hey, this is an issue this character is facing, but we're going to resolve it right now, so you don't actually get to see that much of it. It loves to do that.
Yeah.
With Fizz, with Moxie in X's Nose, with, what's the other big one? I mean, there's also the sort of Millie thing in Ghostfuckers.
Yeah.
Like that whole, you know, there wasn't much build-up to that implied that. Yeah.
And it can work. But I don't think it works most of the time, at least in the show.
No, it really doesn't.
Like, especially X's and O's. Like, it honestly feels like they had a backstory for Crimson. It feels like they wanted to bring him in for, like, the Striker things and all that. And they had a backstory that related strongly to Moxie, and they couldn't not put that in, so they had to put it in before they brought him into anything else. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. In a vacuum, it's a really good episode, but they just don't build up to it or escalate from it enough yet.
Like, if someone watched just that episode and then watched the rest of the show, they'd be like, fuck this. Like,
yeah, like, where's his trauma? I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyway, next question.
Yeah. Do you think fans' reactions or perceptions of certain things about Helluva Boss, or just Helluva Boss in general, would be different if the episodes came out faster or were put out in larger batches, such as on Netflix when shows drop a season all in one day, or weekly like Disney Plus shows? And this is also from Jessica, to be clear.
Yeah.
I think... Do I think it would be different? Yes. Do I know how it would be different? I don't know for sure. But there's definitely a huge difference in general when shows are released in batches versus when you have to wait a while. And honestly, I think as much as I love, like, you know, flying through a show and watching a bunch of it at once, I do think we as a society have sort of lost the, like, you know, that weekly... I mean, we're sort of reinventing cable again in a roundabout way.
We are.
But I do think we are kind of... There was a certain... Like, when episodes released on a weekly basis and stuff, and you had to, like, wait, and you had to actually think about things in between, you would maybe think that people would think more critically about Helluva Boss, considering that's how it's released.
Yeah.
But I think because of how sporadically it's released
That's what I was gonna say.
And how intense how significant fan-in interpretations are also. Like, I feel like I saw someone say once that Helluva Boss and Has-Been were shows that were created to have a fandom, and that is why they are the way that they are, and I feel like that really sums it up, and that's why it's, like, fan-in is so, and, like, headcanons are so integral to the culture that surrounds the show, and then why, as a result, you get so much mischaracterization and misunderstanding of the material itself. I don't know, so in the case of Helluva, I don't know if that would be fixed by releasing it in larger batches, or, like, I don't know. I think weekly releases, or just some sort of, like, schedule would help it a lot.
Yes.
Not that, I don't know how tenable that is. It's an independent team, I understand that. But the long gaps in between, like, I know something that I fall into the trap of doing with any media I enjoy is, like, when there's a long break in between getting new content, I start, like, you start thinking of what's going to come next.
Yeah.
And then you start setting your expectations in a certain place, and then if they aren't met exactly how you've imagined them, it's going to feel wrong.
To that, though, I don't know how much you watch, like, certain shows regularly or with other people, but for me, like, watching, like, shows on cable growing up that I watched were very, like, we went to whoever's house had the channel, and we watched it all together, and then we talked about it, and, like, talked about it with kids at school, like, all that. And so that's why I'm kind of pro, like, weekly release of things, because it's, like, the community of it, and it makes it more than just, like, rotting and watching it. But in that, I think a big part of those conversations is what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen in the next episode. So I think it would even, like, promote it more.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know that, like, you are upset when it doesn't happen, but also it's more satisfying when, like, when it does happen.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. It doesn't necessarily need to be weekly, just realistically, for this show, because that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But, like, more consistent releases would help it a lot. Or just knowing when to expect releases.
Schedule.
Yes.
Yeah, like, if you need to take, like, more than 6 months between seasons, just let us know when the season will come out.
Yeah, and obviously you don't always know, right? Like, we're on a hiatus right now. Yeah. That's different. But, like, between just standard episode releases, knowing when the next one's going to come out, so you don't just spiral into madness.
I also don't like... I liked when they used to do them, like, once every 2 to 3 months, and you could expect that. I don't like how they had, like, 3 back-to-back, like, months, and then, like, nothing. Like, if you can make them that fast, then space them out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they wanted to finish season 2 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I think that's just how it shook out. But I wish they were more, I mean, I don't know exactly how it goes down, but I wish they were more proactive in being like, okay, we finished this episode, it's going to go out on this day. Now let's finish this episode so it can go out on this day. Or this week, even.
And this is also all to say that it is an independent team.
Yes.
Like, we don't expect anything to change.
Yeah.
But
in an ideal world. But also, as far as independent shows, like, web series go, I'd say they've got to be one of the biggest.
Yeah. It's also interesting, too, because is Spindlehorse... Who does Has-Been? Is it also Spindlehorse?
I think Amazon officially.
Okay. But is Spindlehorse also on it, or just Amazon?
I'll Google it, but I think like, they fully bought it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were, like, co-working at all.
Actually... The series is produced by Spindlehorse Tunes in collaboration with A24, Amazon Studios, and the animation studio Bento Box Entertainment.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I thought I remember, like, there's, like, so many fucking people.
I forgot it was fucking A24. That's
yeah.
Kind of
because I think it was originally bought by A24 and then bought by Amazon. That was, like, the whole controversy.
I also couldn't say that word earlier.
Which also being sold out to Amazon. Whole separate tangent.
Yeah, whole thing.
But I don't know. I think it would be a lot different if it was more regularly released. And if it was on Amazon at, like, Has-Been Hotel, I mean, we've seen the difference that makes. Like, there's some people, too, that, like, won't watch Helluva Boss because it's independent. That love Has-Been. Like, there's so many fans that do that.
That's fucking weird.
Which is weird, right? Because...
I hate to break it to you, Helluva Boss is about class war.
Yeah, and also Spindlehorse is on, has been, and then also the creator is the exact fucking same. Like, what do you mean you won't watch it because it's independent?
That's so stupid.
She is independent.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I don't know.
Jessica did specifically point out, like, how people complain about not getting answers when they expect them to, like, certain things, and I think that is a very fair, like, I feel like a lot of people, an episode will come out and they're like, ugh, another episode of Blitz and Stolas having a relationship, and, like, so true, but also, like, that is kind of the focus of the show, and people are like, well, when is this gonna happen? It's like, calm down, it's coming.
I do think that's true of, like, every show, though. I see that about almost every single show.
I feel like it's way worse here.
It is way worse here because we get them less. So, like, obviously, like, I think most things would be remedied if we had at least a schedule, if not, like, a regular schedule. But, yeah, no, I see that a lot about, like, wanted this, but... I guess I'm thinking also back to the stuff I was into in, like, middle school. Because that's when I last had cable. Or, like, I remember when, like, Stranger Things was coming out weekly.
Weekly?
Or not weekly.
Stranger Things never came out weekly. Season 4, they released in 2 parts, though.
No. Wasn't Season 1 something weird? Or, like, between Season 1 and Season 2? I don't know. There was, like, maybe it wasn't Stranger Things. It was something in that era, though. I remember, like, that was very popular that we all were, like, watching and talking about. But it was, like, it wasn't cable. It was Netflix. Or something adjacent to Netflix.
I don't recall.
Anyway, not important, though. I've also literally only seen, like, Season 1 of Stranger Things. I feel the need to say that. Don't comment things about Stranger Things. I don't know shit.
You're gonna get so many Byler truthers.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
Should we move on to our final question?
Yeah.
This is from Jessica. Do you think Blitz decided to go from the circus/entertainment business to assassination business? I closed the picture. Because he blamed himself so much for killing his mom, he felt it was the only thing he was good at. Quote, you're good at something. If you're good at something, you should probably capitalize. Or do you think there's another part of the backstory/reasoning to his career decision that we will get in future episodes?
Okay.
I feel like I was gonna say, I feel like as far as Blitz goes, I feel like we've got, like, 90% of the puzzle.
Yeah.
But that said, I do think Brandon Rogers said in an interview, like, there's more Blitz stuff that hasn't been revealed that he's, like, the stuff that was revealed about his mom in Season 2, he was like, finally, I can talk about it, but there's still more I can't talk about. And I don't know what that means, but...
I do think that there's more. Because this show, especially with fucking Blitz, loves to be like, okay, yeah, you figured it out. Just fucking kidding.
Yeah.
Here's a giant thing. And I do think they'll do that till the end of the show.
I think it's mainly, like, the era, like, this era that Jessica's referring to, of going from the circus to IMP that we know the least about. We don't, and we don't know what happened with Barbie. I mean, we can guess, but we don't know.
I think also it's like Blitz going. We've talked about this a bit too. At least I have about how, like, Blitz going into assassination. I don't think for blaming himself, but not. I don't think because he feels bad. Like, I think he blames himself and he's like, okay, well, this is my path now. This is what I'm good at. Because he grew up with his dad being like, you suck at everything. So he's like, fuck, I have something I'm good at, killing my mom. Guess I'll kill other people.
See,
and I think that's what it's meant to be. But I don't think that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's something else that we don't have yet.
So I think it's... I would be curious if after Cash Buxo makes Blitz steal from Goetisha's, I would be curious if there are any events similar to that happened in his childhood and
That's
maybe
true.
early teens. Because I feel like maybe his dad is like, oh, wow, like, you stole from those rich folks, or, like, you did this other illegal thing. Like, he grows up with that, like, oh, I'm good at this. I wonder maybe if, like, at some point in his youth he, like, ends up having to kill someone for, like, something his dad makes him do.
Yeah. I'm very curious, too, if Blitz's family has, or if Cash tried to have any mafia association. Because first of all, that would just lay it on really thick. Second of all, that would make a lot of sense. Like, if he was training his kid to do stuff and then they, you know, joined or, like, Cash joins the mafia, would make a lot of sense. Like, I don't think he'd get very far in the family. Yeah. But, yeah, like, he's the type of character that would do some shit like that.
Yeah. I will say we've definitely got to be getting Cash Buxo I'd say season 3 even.
Yeah.
Like, we know he didn't die in the fire, so where is he now?
Yeah.
When's he gonna come back? Will he be working with Crimson? I think that's likely.
I think it's possible, but I also think we could get just really raw, authentic, shitty dad. Where, because Blitz's business is popping off. Mm-hmm. So he's going to show up and say, hey, I'm sick, or I need money for whatever reason, and yeah.
You owe me. Remember when you destroyed our family business?
Yeah.
Remember when you killed your mom?
Yeah.
Blitz? Anyway, love you. Give me money.
Yeah, no, like, I think... I don't have faith that that's what's going to happen, but I really want that to be what happens, because that would be so good. Because have you ever seen that in a show where a shitty-ass dad who's you've seen, like, all the trial for, that you haven't seen in the entire show, except for in flashbacks, just comes and is just normal life shitty dad?
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, yeah. They need to pull a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
They need to pull a Fresh Prince. I love how you knew what I was talking about.
Of course I know what you're talking about.
No, that's so funny. I was in my creative nonfiction class that I took last term. We were reading memoirs, and one of the memoirs mentioned, like, that episode of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and how it was, cause she was a black woman, and so like seeing this black family was very relatable to her, and I was reading it and I was like, oh, I know. I've never even watched the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Not really. But, like, not much. I've seen bits and pieces. But I read that, and I was like, oh, I know what episode she's talking about. And then when we were discussing it in class, I was like, I knew exactly what episode. And everyone was like, yeah, we've all seen that scene. I was like, all right, cool, we all got daddy issues.
See, I was really into Fresh Prince as a kid. Like a really little kid, over my head kind of shit. But then, when I was, like... I either hadn't seen that episode or it went completely over my head. Mm-hmm. But then when I was like 14, I found that scene and I was like, Fresh Prince did that! And so then I rewatched. But yeah.
Why don't he want me, man? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they should pull a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
They should. Or at least adjacent. God, now I'm going to rewatch that episode.
Yeah.
I know I'm always saying this.
So scared.
Or I'm always talking about this show, but not on here. Another one that did daddy issues really good in the beginning was Boy Meets World with the character Sean. Mm-hmm. But then they, like, it was a weird thing. They had him, like, move back in with his dad, but then they had his dad be like, hey, I'm not good for you, and then had him move in with his brother. And that would be good if it wasn't, like, a weird stepbrother that he hadn't known and then he, like, met again, and it was very much just, like, they wanted to get rid of the dad. Like, very... You could tell it was behind the scenes logical kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. There was like that if you this is probably an older audience thing because I don't think anyone our fucking age watched Boy Meets World. I'm like very lonely in this.
Yeah.
But any Sean Hunter truthers, you know what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
It's like his whole arc until honestly it's his whole arc until like there's a period when it's not, and then it is again. So, but anyway.
I feel like there's another big daddy issues thing that I'm thinking of, and I'm struggling to remember.
What are your shows? It's probably one of your big shows.
It's not Voltron. I know
Thank
that.
God.
I told someone today that, because we were talking about alarms, and I was like, my alarm is the theme song to Voltron Legendary Defender, which is a really bad show, and they went... Wow. Like, I took them back. They were like, I remember in middle school I would, like, stay up all night and, like, cry when they implied that Keith could be with a girl. And I was like, you're so real.
That's
the girl
so
who they
funny.
framed to be, like, his sister or cousin, and then they were like, actually, they have romantic tension. And we were like, what? And they were like, never mind, don't worry about it.
That's crazy.
It's not Voltron. They didn't really get daddy issues on Voltron.
Okay, let's open this up more. Daddy or mommy issues. Which, like, other shows that just do parent issues really good?
Oh, you know what? I really like... We didn't get this far. Well, we watched the first season of One Day at a Time, and you know the stuff with the dad and the homophobia. There's a scene in season 2 where it's Elena, like, confronting her dad, and it just lives in my soul, my heart, my brain.
I feel like I have seen this scene, like, on TikTok or some shit.
It's just so good. That scene really fucking gets me every time. Mommy issues, daddy issues.
I had one. Oh, this is not. I haven't actually seen the show. I just keep getting reels for it, and I am. It's like the next show I plan on watch. But Win or Lose.
I keep hearing about this.
The trans thing, and then they did end up releasing that episode, but it's different. And it's still like transcoded, but it's not anything like. I still need to watch the storyboards of I've just seen like parts of it, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's cool, but that's not what we're talking about. There is, and I don't know for sure because again I haven't seen the show, but from what I pieced together from so many fucking videos I've seen on Instagram Reels, is there's a character whose mom is like jumps between jobs, trying to be an influencer kind of thing, and so there's like parentification. And it does it like really well. There's like a whole thing. The character has like 2 animated forms. One's like the kid, and then one's like they like grow and like have like shoulder pads and are like an adult when they have to take on adult things, which I think is a really good way of doing that.
Yeah.
Because like there's one scene that I keep seeing that's talking like a meeting with their coach because it's about softball, talking about how like the team dues are going up and like the mom just won't come over because she's like doing some influencer thing or whatever, and so the girl like grows and is like, all right, tell me, and then he's like, it's gonna be more expensive, and her whole thing is that she's already like working to play softball, but yeah, I don't know, just like that animation quirk is like first of all I've never really seen parentification other than like fucking like crime shows. Second of all, that's a really good way of putting it for kids, but anyway.
You reminded me, this is not on the issue of parent issues, but there's another Disney episode of a Disney show that was pulled because it centered around a trans athlete character, and it was called, the show is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and the episode was like fully like they never released it, but it got leaked, and I think it's on Internet Archive if anyone wants to watch it. It's really fucking good.
This is the one you watch. You didn't watch Win or Lose.
No, I didn't.
Oh, they're really similar. Like, the storyboards for both of these episodes are really similar.
Yeah, because they're both about athletes, right?
Yeah. And they both have, like, shit in the mirror, like, very similar.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was, that you had seen Win or Lose when you told me about this.
No, it's fun.
Yeah. That's, if I had a nickel.
2 nickels, and it's sad that it happened twice.
Yeah.
Shout out trans people. We love you. We
love you, trans people.
It's hard out here, man.
We're gonna get shot for posting this.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, no, we talked about hating Republicans. And
okay,
I know. I don't give a fuck either. I do just want to say that. Yeah. Most controversial episode, and it has nothing to do with Helluva Box.
Yeah. That's all of our questions, though.
Yeah.
Cool. How long have we been recording? We said this was gonna be a 30-minute episode when we went to do this.
To be fair, we went off topic a lot.
We yapped.
I talked about Yorkshire Kingdom for a little too long. We talked about parent issues in media for a little too long. If you want us to continue on any of the things we started vamping about, let us know.
Oh, not that they're bad parents by any means, but read the Underland Chronicles for some
oh my god
fucked up family.
Don't fucking get me started.
Read the Underland Chronicles. It's the best book series
it.
ever. It's by Suzanne Collins. She wrote The Hunger Games.
And Audie is on the podcast
Return to Regalia,
which is about the Underland Chronicles. So if you read them, then you can hear Audie. And then also we're both going to be in a zine.
Yeah.
So you'll see our art and writing, or you're just writing.
Just my writing.
And my art and writing.
Yeah.
In that.
And my beta reading. I'm also modding the zine.
Yeah. But you won't really see any of that.
You'll feel me.
Doing it, yeah.
Yeah. You'll feel me? I don't know.
You'll feel me?
You'll feel me. Anyway. That's
a wrap.
all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Stay...
No.
Oh, we have to do our
and do
outro.
the fucking out. Like, what's wrong with you?
Subscribe to us on Ko-fi. You can subscribe for $2 a month, or $5 a month, or $10 a month, and however much you pay will get you different perks.
So,
and
we should tell them what the fuck they get. So for $2 a month, you get 2 weeks early.
Yeah.
For
all episodes of our podcast.
Yes.
2 weeks early.
2 weeks earlier than general release, aka when it goes up on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
For $5, you get a month early.
A month early.
And then for $10, you also get a month early. You really love us, and you get a shout out.
Speaking of which, shout out to Jessica
and Emily.
You're awesome. We love you.
We love you.
A silly, goofy mood.
You're losing it a little bit.
I'm losing the plot. But no, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much.
Also, if there's any questions that we didn't get to, I went through the Spotify, you went through the YouTube.
Yeah. I also went through our Instagram DMs.
Yeah. I'm not confident that I got them all
Okay.
from Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like half confident, so if I didn't answer your question, or if you just have another question that you're like, now I'm curious, I listened to this and now I want to ask all my questions, just comment them on this video or message us on Instagram.
Yeah.
At AA Discussions.
Yeah, maybe sometime in maybe another fucking 2 years from now, we'll do another Q&A.
Maybe. Or maybe we'll just start mixing them in.
We have been doing this podcast for almost 2 years. Doesn't that... We should walk into the ocean. And
I like how you don't... That doesn't imply, like, dying. That just... We could just take a step in there.
Supposedly, I'm going to put together a compilation of our funniest moments on this podcast from the
for
past
our
2
2-year
years.
anniversary.
For our anniversary. So please get on me about that so I do it. I already said I'd do it in the newsletter, so I have to do it.
Yeah. For our anniversary?
For our...
Anyway.
We just made out.
We gotta go.
We gotta... Oh, also, if you subscribe to the Ko-fi while supplies last, you'll get a free sticker.
It's true.
So if you subscribe on the $2 a month tier, those stickers would usually be $3, but you're technically getting a discount. And honestly, listen, I'm not saying you should, but if you subscribe for $2 a month and then wait for us to send you a sticker, and then you immediately unsubscribe, I'm not saying you should, but that would just be a discounted sticker.
It would be.
So you could do that. And then if you forget to unsubscribe, then we just get your money for the rest of time.
Yeah.
So you should do it.
And also, you not only get a sticker, when we send you a sticker, you get a handwritten note with a message from both of us and some little doodles that are Helluva Boss related. And also, we hit our Ko-fi goal, which we're going to make a new one at some point.
Yeah.
We'll let you know. And since we hit our Ko-fi goal, we're going to be making pins.
We're going to make pins.
Who has suggested... Someone suggested that.
To so many people. I find it so fast.
Yeah, but there was one person that initially was like, pins! I want pins!
Yes. Poe! It was Poe who we answered in this episode.
Poe, thank you for suggesting that. We are doing it.
Black heart emoji, Poe,
Galaxy
emoji, IFB. Poe. Yeah, and then also... Oh no, just Poe.
I think it might have been somewhere else. Too.
Yeah,
but
Poe,
anyway.
We're doing it. It's for you. It's for you specifically,
For you,
Poe.
and also other people, please buy them because we have to make so many to...
It's just for Poe. Poe buy all of them.
Poe buy all of them. But that, yeah, our Big Cartel site probably back.
Yeah.
We'll put them up there. We will let you know when, but that's just a little thing.
Yeah.
We do have to still get, like, supplies. We haven't jumped the gun yet. But it is something we will be doing.
Poe, if you subscribe... this is a bold claim. Poe, if you subscribe to our Ko-fi and you tell us that it's you, we'll send you a sticker and a pin.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. We'll have no way of verifying if it's really you. So if we get, like, 5 people who are like, I'm Poe, hey.
But also, that's maybe not a good choice because Poe's probably the only person that's going to buy a pin.
Then Poe can have 2 pins. Then Poe can buy a pin. We'll send Poe a pin.
Well, other people might buy them.
Buy our stuff, guys. We're fighting for our lives.
Jessica, we've seen your pin bag. Anyway.
We're bullying our audience now.
We are. We need to get off the air. The air.
We need to get off.
Stay sexy.